America's about to go to war. If America goes to war with Iran and widens the war, I don't think she may allow me to be free to talk to you. She needs your body. She may reinstitute the draft. And she's coming. Iran is a nation of 90 million people that believe in the coming of the Mahdi. 90 million people who are ready to lay down their lives for al-Mahdi.
That's right.
They're beautiful people, the Iranians. You don't see them starting no war with nobody.
That's correct.
Ask Mr. Trump. In the history of Iran, show me where they attacked some other nation trying to take their wealth as you do, as America does. Show it to me. See, when you know the truth, see, can't nobody punk you unless you just want to be a punk. We're facing war now. Our president is making moves as a king.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel once again. Thank you so much for always coming back and watching my videos. So guys, I want you guys to just continue watching and listening this message from the minister Louis Farrakhan towards Donald Trump and also Iran and United States tension. So let's watch this speech first, and at the end then I'll come back with more comment. I'm your host Leslie J.
The former president Barack Obama and his Secretary of State, John Kerry, came up with an agreement with Iran and 5 of the strong members of the Security Council, the permanent members, that would keep Iran from developing an atomic bomb or weapon. Iran never said that's what they wanted. But when you're guilty of evil, and you see they have the technical knowledge to go to get a bomb, your fear of their having it causes you to say and do things. So this agreement was to limit and make it impossible for Iran to develop a nuclear weapon. Five plus one signed that agreement. China, Germany, France, England, America. But the king said, I don't like that. So he didn't feel bound to anything that his predecessor worked out. So he said, scrap it. And walked out on it. Without even considering what his predecessor had done with the cooperation of the 5 permanent members of the Security Council of the United Nations. He didn't like it. He talked about the money that they gave to Iran. They didn't give Iran no money. They had over $150 billion of Iran's money that they were holding. And part of the agreement was you give them back some of their money. Not all of it. And the demon was upset because he had to give back something that he felt he should keep. See, these are thugs. Now, we just went to Iran maybe 6 to 8 months ago. The minister spoke to the supreme leader, spoke to some of the highest religious authorities in Iran. Iran has 80 to 90 million people in love with the Mahdi, who are willing at any moment's notice to give their lives as a sacrifice for El Mahdi. So I went to Iran with a team. Brother Leonard, Brother Akbar, my son Mustafa, the Imam Sultan Rahman Muhammad, and my security people. It wasn't about making no accommodation with Iran. While I was on the airplane going to Iran, I was saying my prayers in the little cubby hole in the first class section. And I started to weep because in the middle of my prayer and my crying, because I wanted to be sure that that's what Allah wanted me to do. And I was assured that I was in the right place at the right time. I want you to listen.
Yes, sir.
What was my instruction? Since they love the Mahdi, I came there to introduce them to the man that they hope for. And I was reminded of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, sending emissaries to Persia, to Rome, to Egypt, announcing himself as a messenger of God and warning them of the calamities or the wars that would happen to them. I never went there saying nothing about me being no messenger. I just went there delivering a message. Sometimes the weight of the message that you deliver tells the people that receive it who you are. Imam Sultan is here. When we got to Iran, I sent for him. I said, give me the knowledge of the history of the Prophet, peace be upon him, when he sent a message to the Khosrows of Persia, the Caesar of Rome, the leader of Egypt and Ethiopia. When he gave me a synopsis of it, well, I thought you knew. Well, a man does know. But I want to be sure I didn't have my books there. I had a message to deliver that had nothing to do with the books, but I wanted to see where my feet were going. So everybody that went with me, you know that I met with the generals, the supreme leader, the religious thinkers, and I told them that Al-Mahdi had visited with us. Wait now. If they had accepted that, 80 million of them would be behind us. I mean, not that we need 80 million people behind us. We have Allah and His Mahdi behind us. Now, America is provoking Iran. Iran has some technology that shot down an unmanned drone. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that it was 20-some miles in outer space over territorial waters belonging to Iran, and Iran shot it down. I mean, when you shoot down something that's far out, your technology must be pretty heavy. And then Iran told them you had another plane there too with people on it. We could have shot that down as well. Now, the world is not afraid of America. But our president wants the world to fear him. So coming out of the White House, they said that if Iran purify some of that uranium, Israel would attack Iran and America would back Israel. This is from the senator from South Carolina. What's that got to do with your subject? America's about to go to war. And when she goes to war, she wants black and brown bodies. Now you're useful. They don't give a doggone about how black lives matter until they want to use black lives to accomplish their wicked ends. They're trying to provoke Iran. I would like to say to the President, Mr. President, it would not be a wise move for you, because you're already $23 trillion in debt, and you don't have any money to prosecute a war. So if you don't have the money to prosecute a war, the Federal Reserve is printing money every day. So you will have to come to the Federal Reserve to borrow money that you don't have to prosecute a war in a time when any little thing could cause the dollar to fall and the stocks to fall. In 1962, Brother Malcolm was our top spokesperson for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. One of my friends that we grew up together in Boston moved to LA and became the secretary of the LA Mosque, and the police attacked the mosque. And my brother, who was the secretary, came out of the mosque with his hands up, and they killed him. They shot and paralyzed other Muslims. Brother Malcolm was our spokesperson, but he knew what he wanted to do. He had to check it with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Malcolm wanted the FOI to kill police, create a war. So he came to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and said, they killed our brother, so we should retaliate. The messenger says, well, they could kill a few more. I will not put the resources of a nation into war on a provocation. Now, we didn't have much to lose except our lives and the focus of the nation on the word that had to be gotten to our people. Brother Malcolm was upset and angry that we didn't kill the police. I sat with him and he talked to me about provocations. Did you know that America put an embargo on Japan to get oil, which that nation needed. So when Japan could not get oil that it needed to run its industry, Japan decided to go to war with America. Any of you older ones that lived in New York, there was a 3rd Avenue rail subway that, I mean, when you get on that 3rd Avenue subway, it takes you up, I don't know how many feet above ground, maybe between 50 and 60 feet above the ground. They took that elevated platform down, and Japan bought it. And Japan turned it into aircraft carriers, battleships. And when they felt the time was right, they used their flag, the rising sun, and they attacked America at Pearl Harbor. Did you know that members of the Japanese people had come among us and made friends with members of the nation?
Yes, sir.
So the government of the United States knew that Mr. Takahari, I think his name was, had come to make friends with us. Anytime a foreign nation wants to make friends with the children of slaves, ex-slaves, the government becomes frightened. So in 1941, when Japan attacked, though the scientists told Japan not to do it, according to what our teacher taught us, Japan attacked, and the rest is history. They lost. They became occupied by America. The atomic nuclear bombs that were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki frightened the entire world that America was to be feared. When Japan attacked, Elijah Muhammad was called to be drafted. Elijah Muhammad said, I cannot fight for the infidel. He was 46 years old, and the draft was from 18 to 45. But it didn't make any difference. They wanted him in jail. So they arrested the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Why are you bringing it up? When I was in Iran, they said Farrakhan was leading a chant. Death to America, death to Israel. Farrakhan never led no such chant. One of their news people during a press conference asked me, to lead the chant. This was an Iranian, but he was an enemy. So I beat him up pretty bad, not physically. But I wanted America to know, and I want you to know, that this is our country. We paid a hell of a price to own some of this that we could call our own. This is the place of our birth. This is the place of our suffering. This is the place of our long night of tyranny under white supremacy. This is the place that God came for us. So I told them, don't any of you tell me if you don't like it here, leave. No, I don't like what you're doing to my people, but I ain't going nowhere. We know them. We know their history. I love this country. What? Yes. I love the plains. I love the desert. I love the mountains. I love the cities. I love the highways. I just love this place. Damn, you don't sound like Elijah Muhammad to me.
Hello guys, welcome back. Hope you have just watched that full message, and one thing is clear that Louis Farrakhan, this is a minister who always predicts things, because I've never doubted this minister Louis Farrakhan. Wherever Louis Farrakhan raises any issue or raises any something will happen, and this is the speech that's happened maybe some years back, but he pointed out how Iran and United States tension affected the entire world. And his argument was that where he prefer negotiation agreement rather than the stand that Donald Trump had towards Iran. And also he pointed out how United States was handling the American issue with Iran, because wherever you just touch the Iran, you touch the entire world. That is his message. And also he tried really, as I watched this video, I also differentiate the approach between Barack Obama and Donald Trump, how these two presidents handled the Iran-US deal. One thing that really came out is when Barack Obama he came in power, he had an agreement with Iran, which that agreement worked very perfectly. He led the Iran to continue with their work, and the Strait of Hormuz was open throughout. So it was really working very well. We didn't have such kind of what is happening there. We didn't hate such kind of war really coming out in the entire world, affecting the global, making their life being hard to the citizens of the world. Because when the global issue like the oil really rising up, we must also face what is there. So he had the agreement, because when we just saw the leadership of Barack Obama always prioritized agreement. He prioritized that we come together, we discuss, we have the solution. Let's do this, let's do this. That is the leadership of the Barack Obama. So that leadership ended, but by in my minds of people, they still remembering Barack Obama. And also we had this, what we call it, after that we also have what we call, who is that, now Donald Trump. When Donald Trump he came in power, the first thing he did is that he scrapped all the agreement that were just here between the Barack Obama and Donald Trump. So when he scrapped this deal, he said that this deal was so weak. So he wanted to control the Iran. So when they really controlled the Iran had the stand that we are uncontrollable. We cannot really bring your threats. And that's why we had these threats from the United States that they will bomb the Iran. Iran responded that we are just ready. But also one thing that will make this deal to backfire. We saw Iran standing firm that we will not negotiate with you, Donald Trump, because Donald Trump forced things. State of Hamas remained closed. We saw also coming out, making some of the ceasefire with the Iran, but all failed. We saw how also he came out and also said that threats, it was just a threat that he cannot really negotiate with Iran. But Iran really were very harsh to the Donald Trump, maintaining that we cannot really negotiate with you. So they preferred, we are ready to negotiate with God. Who is the God? The God himself is Barack Obama, because they prefer Donald Trump is not a person you can trust. This is a person you cannot really trust. Donald Trump. Donald Trump, we can really talk today, then tomorrow he has changed completely, and that's why you cannot really come out and really trust trust Donald Trump. And that's why after that negotiation, we saw now the Iran really coming out, those were to be paused at little. So Minister Louis Farrakhan is always defending the citizens, because they wherever really see this war, always he remember the citizen, and he always telling Donald Trump how Donald Trump is a big mistake for the America. Because America people, they elected this person in power. Maybe he promises them so many things, how he was going to make America great again. But after that, this marker, they didn't vote it in for the Kamala Harris. They believe that Kamala Harris will create war between the nations. So they decided to go on and voting for them, Donald Trump. But we saw their person, they didn't expect to do that. Donald Trump really came and really interfere with this Iran war, which war is not really meant for the America. That war was for the Iran. It's not for the Israel, so it's not for the America. So guys, I want also to hear from you about this speech from the Minister Louis Farrakhan. So let's interact more. I share your thoughts in comment section. I'm of course Leslie J. Let's grow this channel together. So if you haven't subscribed, remember to subscribe, like, and also comment. Bye for now. See you in the next one.